The girl and her adopted sister participated in the math competition together. She deliberately got one wrong answer out of the 100 questions. Yet this was not because she wanted to concede to her adopted sister. It was because she knew no matter what answer she wrote down, her adopted sister would always answer the question half a second ahead of her. Then she would report the girl for plagiarizing her answer. Sure enough, the moment the girl finished writing her answer, her adopted sister hit the buzzer to answer first. Little did she know that she had already fallen into the girl's trap. It turned out that shortly after the competition started, the girl noticed that every time she just finished writing her answer, her adopted sister would buzz in to answer half a second ahead of schedule. Moreover, the answers and problem-solving steps were exactly the same as hers. At first, everyone thought it was a coincidence, but as the number of times their answers matched increased, people began to suspect that the girl had plagiarized her adopted sister, who always answered first. So after her adopted sister rushed to show her answer to the next question, the girl quickly revised her problem-solving steps. But at that moment, her adopted sister came over trying to snatch her answer sheet. Although the girl protected her answer sheet in time, a part of it was still taken away by her adopted sister. Seeing that this part was identical to her own problem-solving steps, her adopted sister immediately questioned the girl why she had plagiarized her again. The scene was immediately filled with murmurs and discussions. Fortunately, the girl had already finished her revisions. She immediately explained that she had used a new way of thinking to solve the problem. But just as the girl was about to show her answer sheet, her adopted sister cut her off and said she wanted to let her elder sister use the original problem-solving steps. With that said, she directly presented another problem-solving approach. Then she quickly wrote it down. And this approach was exactly the same as the girl's new way of thinking. The girl was completely dumbfounded at the sight. She couldn't figure out how her adopted sister knew this problem-solving method too, because it was a method she had learned by herself through studying advanced, off-curriculum knowledge. So the girl raised a question on the spot. She claimed that this problem-solving method was beyond the curriculum. Her adopted sister shouldn't have learned this knowledge. However, upon hearing this, many classmates stood up one after another to testify. They claimed to have seen the adopted sister studying advanced, off-curriculum textbooks. The girl wanted to ask her some advanced, off-curriculum questions in disbelief to see if she could answer them, but her adopted sister urged her to show her answer quickly. She even asked the girl if her problem-solving steps were the same as hers again. The girl was afraid of being accused of plagiarism once more, so she directly tore up her answer sheet. But this only aroused more doubts. Many of the audience members demanded that the girl withdraw from the competition. The judges couldn't withstand the pressure. They immediately told the girl to provide evidence that she had not plagiarized her adopted sister. Otherwise, she would have to drop out of the competition. In her desperation, the girl had no choice but to say she could solve 100 final challenging problems to prove her mathematical ability. Upon hearing this, everyone thought the girl had gone crazy, but there was no better way to prove her innocence at that moment. The judges had no choice but to agree. Unexpectedly, seeing this, the adopted sister immediately said as well she wanted to compete with the girl to solve the problems. The girl was worried that she would plagiarize her again, so she requested that the two of them sit with two answer boards between them. She thought that this time her adopted sister would definitely not be able to plagiarize her, but it turned out that after the girl had only solved a dozen problems, she heard the audience below saying that their answers and problem-solving steps were exactly the same again.